What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Mount & Blade Warband, in which we should be annihilating the enemy. And also I need to save right there because I try and save in between episodes, but I always forget. And then what's gonna happen is something terrible happens during our playthrough and like the entire thing crashes and like falls over and explodes. Then what will we do? We can't start over from scratch, it's too late now, and so I need to make sure that I save. Anyways, off of that diatribe, we're gonna take over Tulbuk today if we can get away with it, although it appears as though they're reinforcing it fairly well. With their tiny little wimpy armies over here. Let me find somebody to declare the campaign with. I don't know who it is I'm looking for. Really just about anybody, to be honest. They're all just big human megaphones to me, which sounds really, really disgusting. How does one use another human being as a megaphone? Ooh, Gurlad's been wiped out? That's really bad. How did he get wiped out? He's like my go-to guy when it comes to campaigning. Well, let's go ahead and call the campaign and we'll see who comes. This place looks super cozy. This looks like a stoner abode. He's got like beanbag chairs. Damn, where's the big screen? And the Xbox, man. You know it's got to be in here somewhere. Big old treasure chest. I bet it's just full of like Gushers, fruit snacks or something. That's... Oh my god. Greatest thing ever. Let's go ahead and assemble the army here and then we'll figure out what we want to do right after. And so we've declared it. Let's go ahead and wait and see what happens here at Telga. We're also relying on the fact that our entire army has not been decimated by the ridiculously huge Kurgite army, which somehow manages to be bigger than the armies of like the Nords and the Vaegirs combined, even though they only have one castle or whatever. It continues to happen over and over and over again. I can't tell you why it happens, but I think the game is just like cheating left and right, to be honest, as it gets more and more desperate. So we've got Matheld here. Is that the only person we're going to have during the course of this whole thing? It appears to be so, although I will point out that they're having to ride through enemy attrition and everything else just to get here. I mean, I don't know where Plyce and everybody else are at, but I could definitely use a little bit of help here. I know you're not attacking my caravan right now, you dick. No, we do not want peace, not at all. Not a single... We want a piece of you, but we don't want peace with you, I think would be the distinguishing factor. So let's go ahead and charge the enemy right now. We'll kill off this other army. I don't know where my reinforcements are. I assume they must have all gotten wiped out by the superior. And it's weird that I can't maintain a huge army like that, but other factions can. It kind of bothers me. I'm not going to lie. It kind of bothers me on multiple levels that I can't have 50 lords on my side, but they can have 20 plus on their side. I can only have 5. Oh, I saw that right at the last second. Well, now that I have no shield, let me ride back to the safety of my infantry cover. Infantry, and there we go. And so let's go ahead and have everybody stand closer because they are fielding a mounted army. Let me put my archers on the top of the hill, just make sure that they're in a good spot. And then we want them to be riding uphill into our melee, who will then just skirmish the hell out of them. Since I have had my shield removed forcibly from me, I'm gonna help out with arrows over here. A little higher. Oh, come on, I can get him. I want that headshot so badly. There it is. And then we're gonna go ahead and let the infantry off the leash so that they can go ahead and wipe out the remainder of these troops in the background without taking too much damage. Get rid of that recruit. Did their recruits come with javelins? That's a pretty strong recruit unit if it comes with javelins, just saying. I think I may have seen that wrong and he may have been throwing stones. But anyways, if they've got a recruit unit that starts with javelins, that's really, really impressive. That may be one of the best recruit units I've ever seen. I know that Swadians, hands down, have the best second tier unit because they come with... I love Swadian militia. They're pretty inept, but at the same time they have crossbows, and so they tend to come out really, really well in combat just based on the fact that they get to put some long-range Daka downfield before anything even kicks off, and so the enemy is usually pretty softened by the time they get there. We're going to capture Noyon, or Dashval Noyon, and we're going to continue waiting for our own faction to get here. That Gurlad right there with 97 men. I don't think it's even remotely going to be enough. Anyways, we'll check out Tulbuk. Rodok's declared war on the Nords, which is good. That keeps them off our backs and increases, or at least decreases, the chance that they're going to come after us anytime soon. We could take it with this amount of people, but I would really love to overwhelm it first. The king is now chasing us around. Unfortunately, this episode is not going... I was hoping when we issued the call it would be answered a little bit better. It looks as though that is not going to happen. Instead, they're just going to raid the hell out of everything. Now, we're going to continue rejecting the peace because we do want to eliminate them as a faction right now. If it can be done. Well, let's check and see which one has the least amount of units, and we'll just try and knock over one of the weaker castles, and then we'll sit by and defend it if we can. So they've got 146 veteran horse archers. Shouldn't be too bad. They got Vagrant marksmen in there. What is she packing? Like nothing? I need Plyce. Plyce has like 200 men. I saw him riding around. He has like 250 men, and he doesn't join my campaigns because he's apparently like the hipster in our group where he just refuses to be a part of anything that the team is working towards. But let's see if we can go find some of our other lords laying around and just manually force them to follow me. I dislike that they don't answer the call. I wish that I could lower my relation with them and be like, you guys suck, and just like upset them, let them know how angry I am that they don't show up for campaigns when I call them. There's Lazalit, so you, idiot, get over here. You will be following me right now, you bearded bastard. And who else? I know for a fact you're going to see what's his name riding around here somewhere. Plyce is going to be around. There's Rolf. I don't really want him. There's Plyce. He's got 118 right now, so he's been apparently fighting. Have everybody follow me, and then I will call off the campaign in just a moment after we take over Tulbuck. Let's get our travel on. They can raid whatever they want. That's kind of a short-term damaging maneuver on their part. I am going to wait for everybody to be here, though, because I do want to amass. I don't want anybody to get peeled off like a nasty, rotten onion as we make our... No, stop trying to sue me for peace. It's never going to happen. Not even once. And so there it is. Now we want to siege this thing before the king shows up. So let's build... Ew, we got to do a siege tower? Weak. Well, if the king rides out on us, what are you doing? Okay, so the king has ridden out on us, being the turd that he is. And actually, I think this is a good opportunity for us to fight with him. How many people joined on our side? Clargus, Plyce. Yeah, we got him. Let's go ahead and do this. We have 535 versus his 393. Yep, this is happening right now. So we're going to line up back here since he is going to be a cavalry army. Got a 100% cavalry army coming up against us. We can't make it to a hill before he gets here, so let's go ahead and let cavalry ride out to see if we can blunt this charge a little bit. That'll also leave a lot of their cavalry open to our archers, who are actually... Did we spawn in with just noob troops right now? We have an awful lot of noob troops with us, and that's actually a fact that's incredibly worrying about this battle. I don't know whose troops we just zoned in with, but their troops are bad. Their troops are bad, and they should feel bad. See if I can get rid of some of these horsemen that are trying to flank. There we go. I'm going to act as a vanguard for these troops over here. That's my big goal right now, is I want to make sure that these troops don't kind of get overridden by the superior mobile force. I don't have my really good units with me right now, so we are just going to have to live with this problem. See, like, that shouldn't count right there. He didn't even get a stab off before it stopped my horse. That was ridiculous. His arm was backwards. Take his hut off right at the chin. I prefer to excise the remainder of a head right above the chin so that you get like that kind of gurgling effect that they always use in Metalocalypse, where like I don't know why. It's like when the dude gets sniped during the Serpentine scene. I forget their names. It's the two brothers that try and hack like... I forget. It's been a long time. I need to sit down and watch those seasons over again. I have all of them. I need to sit down and watch them one more time. But anyways, it's in the first season where they release the two brothers into the little corridor with the snipers, and his head gets blasted off like right at the chin and the tongue's flapping all over the place. I want it to be like that when I excise an enemy's head. When I remove an enemy's head, I would like it to be as just grim and disgusting as possible because it scares off the remainder of the enemy. It reminds them what might happen if they decide... Did that count as a hit? Wow, that counted as a hit even though I swung to the wrong side. Well, at least it's in my favor sometimes. Let me protect my archers back here, such as they may be. They are everywhere. This fight is actually pretty even. And I do briefly fear that this may destroy our entire invasionary force, but if we can defeat the king right now, it gets him out of the way for later. Got him for 48. Hopefully he'll leave the field now. Ooh, got that guy behind the bush. I hate fighting the Kyrgyz. I mention that every time we fight them, but fighting the Kyrgyz is just the most obnoxious army on Earth. Like, whoever's idea it was to make an army based on kiting. Like, and I understand these armies existed in real life, so I get that. But it's still annoying to fight in a video game. How did they reinforce already? I want to reinforce. Let me reinforce. Eh. There we go. That's what I like to see. Unfortunately, their horsemen have now made headway with the rest of my army. And so we are butting heads. Really? Stop that. Shooting at me while I'm trying to deal with other stuff. Come on now. Oh, and somebody kill steal. What? Let me kill somebody. I need death. I need moiter. I need destruction. We are winning the battle. If we can capture the king, that'd be even better. Because the king will ransom for a huge amount of money if you can capture him. There it is. One less archer riding around pelting my undefended troops with arrows from their backsides. Is there anybody else remaining here? He should be reinforcing again pretty soon. Shouldn't he? Let's check our list. Let's see what's going on here. We have killed 130 enemies. And we have wounded 1. I like that. Take no prisoners. I like that. He's also probably got a ton of prisoners with him, so I'm not going to worry too heavily about losing units right here. It's not very often that I lose my unit. How many unit jokes can I make at one series? Like, really? I've been thinking about that. How many unit jokes can you make? I think I made the first one in like the second episode, and then after that it's just been like, it's been my go-to joke for the remainder of this entire series. Was that the last guy? That's the last guy. So we're going to have to fight probably 3 rounds of combat with him, unfortunately. Yep. Well, let's get in here and let's do it for now. We are once again going to kind of box up here. Hopefully we spawn in with better units this time. I am going to allow my cavalry, as always, to stop the charge. We're going to use the same strategy across the board for every cavalry battle if we can help it. Actually, let's bring... I'm going to allow the infantry to just run around on this one, and we're going to see how it works, because we do have them in a big roadblock right now. And if we can keep this roadblock from dispersing, just kind of herd people like an Australian Shepherd. My uncle used to have an Australian Shepherd, and it used to herd the kids at Thanksgiving. It used to like follow them around, and it would try and herd all the kids. Hilarious. Bunch of like 4-year-olds getting herded around by a dog. Absolutely hilarious. Still, we're going to go about that action. See if we can herd people around. I actually don't think it's working that well. Alright, infantry. Hang out right here. We will also bring the archers forward, I guess, to like right there. I'm just picking a random spot since I don't feel like spending too much time on it. Got that guy, just kind of happenstance. I didn't mean to get him, I just kind of swung on a reflex because I saw him. Stop that guy before he gets a lance out. Kill that guy before he spears anybody with that very threatening looking spear that he's carrying around with him. Get our horse stopped by a guy who didn't even swing on the right timing. And get that guy right there with the double team. You soften him up, I'll eat him like delicious soft serve. There's a soft serve place by my house. It's really, really awesome. It's like run by some small family, but they have every topping known to man. Like they basically have, every type of cereal and every type of ice cream topping you could ever think about or ever want. We seem to be taking a lot of casualties here for a battle that we should really just kind of have the upper hand in. Wow, there's horses everywhere. Oh, and I got hit by a javelin right between the eyes. Oh my god. I'm not even mad. That was impressive. I'm not going to order my troops to attack without me. We're going to let him back off, and then we'll come back over here, and we'll focus on the siege. Really? He's just going to, like, hole up in there turtle mode? Alright, let's go to a different castle. I don't feel like building a siege tower anyways. We'll go down to Malierg, and we'll see what we can accomplish here. We will capture a castle on this episode, damn it. And if we don't, I will weep and cry. Come on. 193. Ooh, Clargy got here. Yeah, Clargy. And where did he go? He left. Staymar. Okay. Where did it... Will you get back over here? You guys are absolutely just killing me with your stupid AI. You guys are such morons that it's difficult for me to quantify how stupid you are. The attention span of a goldfish. Oh well, we should have enough units right here. It's like 200, 300 units for 150. It should be okay. Oh, we gotta do a siege tower here too? Damn it. I don't want to do a siege tower. And you let him into the castle? What do you got? Are you serious right now? Distar has been besieged? What? Alright, well, let's go back and defend Distar. And murder everybody that gets in the way. There's no way that they're replenishing their troops this fast. We've done so much damage to their army. And you can tell because they're suing for peace like every 3 seconds, and yet we still, it's like swatting flies around here. Ridiculous. Like at a certain point, an enemy needs to be defeated, and they need to accept that they're defeated and stop fighting back. Like, well, you have 2 castles left, maybe 3. And of course, first blood's gonna be for the enemy. That's enjoyable. Get rid of Grainwad right there. I hate that guy. Grainwad, it's always Grainwad. It's always Grainwad. I think I brought that up. It's like, that would be the name of our sitcom if we had one. It's always Grainwad. Ooh, level 34. Alright. I'll take it. I feel like we would need like a catchy tune though, like Family Matters or something if it was going to be a... If we had a sitcom called It's Always Grainwad based on medieval combat, ooh, I need to trademark that idea. That would be a hilarious show for YouTube. You know, find some actors or something, and also a camera and every other thing like you need, and boom mics and people with large arm muscles to hold those boom mics. I was a boom guy for a little while in high school. Like in my AV group, I was the boom guy, and oh my god. You'll get beefcaked out being a boom guy, I swear. That is the worst job. On a movie set, that is the worst job ever. You just gotta stand there and keep your arms from shaking the entire time. Like, the first couple days are the worst because your arms hurt the most those days. Then after that, it just becomes like a persistent boom that never goes away. You become like the lead grip or whatever it's called. Ugh, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal. It's kind of funny, though, that they, like, name your job after what you do. You just stand there and hold something. You are the lead grip. So here's this. Grip it. Make sure that it doesn't fall into the camera's periphery. And we will see you in 4 hours after we get this scene shot. Anyways, that would be a super hilarious sitcom. It's like in medieval times, but it's everybody back at the castle after everything's happened. And so it's just like them sitting there talking about the thing. Maybe not. Maybe I think it would be funny, but nobody else thinks it would be hilarious. There's also that possibility. We're going to disperse this siege over here by Distar. We're going to ride out on every single one of these guys. And this will be our last battle of the day. So it's 326 versus 109. I don't like fighting battles with the army I have right now. I really prefer to fight these with my Swadian troops because we take a lot less casualties. I mean, the implications of these battles are always just a butcher's build. It's enormous. Since he is, what is he? Looks like he's a Serenade cavalry army. Okay, so this should be kind of Serenade-y, but he's also looking a little bit Kurgite. I don't know. Maybe he's got a mixed army or something. I didn't think the AI could do that. Yeah, he's a Serenade army for sure. There's a couple units in there that looked very, very un-Serenade-like, though. A couple more men-at-arms. The problem with men-at-arms is they just don't have the armor to take the damage like their knight upgrades do. That and their horses get destroyed all the time because their horses have chainmail at best. See how many of these little turds I can squat here. There we go. Not a bad spree of murder for me. This game needs kill streaks. How awesome would that be? You get enough kill streaks, you could summon like griffins, and they're like, "Ah!" Just like grabbing dudes and carrying them off into the sky. I saw that the other day. Oh my god. So I was on my jog the other day, and I was just jogging, and I see this hawk fly overhead, and he's got something in his arms. Like, it's a very, very large rodent. I think he caught a rat or something. But anyways, he lands on a light pole, and he just goes, "Whatcha!" And he just like drops his head into its throat super fast and just nails it and kills it. I was like, oh damn, that thing got owned. Never seen that happen up close. In fact, he did it right over my head to the extent that I was really, really worried that I was going to get rat blood on me. I was kind of worried, but he was pretty clean about it. It didn't bleed everywhere like I thought it would. He pretty much took it out of its misery nice and quickly. It was squirming in midair, though. It's crazy that he's able to maintain flight like that with an animal just... And the thing probably weighed, you know, a quarter of what he weighs. He was squirming all over the place in midair, and the hawk never lost grip of him. He also didn't get his trajectory messed up. Like, he was flying straight lines and everything. But man, that thing was struggling. It's like nature in motion. Little kids nearby are like, "Oh my god!" Like freaking out. "It's a baby rat!" No, I'm just kidding. Nobody was around. It was just me. Me all by my lonesome to see the horrible truth that is nature's annihilation. It's good for the hawk, bad for the rat. That's what we used to say in all my anthropology and all my evolutionary anthropology and paleontology classes. Bad for the rat, good for the hawk. That's like people tend to identify with the thing being eaten, but they don't realize that the thing being eaten has to get eaten so that the thing that does the hunting survives. I tend to, unless it's a kitty. If it's a kitty, I'm on the kitty side. But like hyenas, I don't like hyenas. That's an animal that I have no love for whatsoever. I don't know what it is about hyenas, but just looking at them makes me angry. Like, I like all animals, but hyenas, they're like the one exception to the rule. I love all animals except for hyenas. Hyenas are just, I don't know what it is. It's not the Lion King either. It's not the Lion King's fault. I can't blame it on Disney like all my other problems. Not sure what it is about hyenas, but I think it's that they give the impression that they're like heckling you while they're running around hunting things. I don't know. They're just too full of themselves. Too full of themselves. I don't know if it's like those large pot bellies they have or something. It's just something about the animal that I don't like. I don't know. I have to think on it more before I could come to a total conclusion. But is that the end of it? Or are we going to have to fight another round? Okay, so we wiped everybody out. I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode in which we rout more enemies. We just keep wiping them out. I mean, we are kind of depleting our forces here. That is the unfortunate circumstance that I'm forced to come to head with, is that we are kind of running out of invasionary forces right now. So I think I'm going to let everybody else go. I'll see you guys in the next episode. We may not be able to invade a castle right now. No idea. End the campaign. Let everybody go home. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys and gals and everybody.